we are now at the point where I'll just make a couple of very brief personal closing remarks, and then I've decided, Mr. Secretary, you know, I said at the outset of this hearing it was going to be some partisan battling going on. That is something that is very obvious to anybody who's paid any attention to what's happened in the last 3 hours. There were several times that you were cut off or I had to cut you off because we needed to keep moving along. And I'm not suggesting that you need to or should, but if there's anything that you felt you didn't have a chance to say, if you could briefly say it now, or if you would like, you'll have the opportunity to submit written responses to questions, which I'm going to reference in a minute, and you could make any further statements that you would like to make at that point. But
I think I'll have mercy on everybody here and let us adjourn.
All right. Wise choice. Let me just say now that senators will be allowed to submit questions to you for the record by next Thursday, September 11th, by 5 p.m. And I just want to say, Mr. Secretary, during former Secretary Becerra's tenure, responses to these kinds of questions for the record were not delivered in a timely manner. And the example I'm going to give you is that on March 22, 2023, he got questions. He answered in February 22, 2024, 11 months later. A year seems excessive. And I'm going to ask you and your team to not follow the precedent set by Secretary Becerra, and instead to respond as promptly as you can to the questions for the record that you receive. I asked that of every single nominee, and you may or may not recall, you've probably already told me you would do that in your nomination hearing. But with that, once again, to my colleagues, the deadline for submitting these questions for the record is September 11th at 5 p.m. And hearing nothing further, this hearing is adjourned.